Do you have a great idea for a podcast? Or maybe you already have a podcast, but you're getting overwhelmed with editing or production? Head over to EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com. They have everything you need, from intros and outros to editing work, voiceover, you name it. That's EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com. Podcasting simplified.
It's great to see someone succeed at what they love, and we got to witness that this week. It's more fun to see someone you know fail. Not in a bad way, but in the holy shit, this is a sitcom routine way. And I got to witness that this week as well. And we'll get to both of those tonight. I wouldn't let you miss out on that. But what I'm trying to say is success is fun. Failure is hilarious. Most failure you can use as a learning experience and move on and be better. Well, unless it's landing a helicopter. The best failures come from people just trying to have a little fun by taking things to the extreme or the downright weird. And those people are my heroes. Some come from pure stupidity, and those people are what keeps this show alive. And if they are still alive, we thank them for it. If they're not, then we doubly thank them for it, because that's usually where our best material comes from. So now, I'll finish this failure of an intro and get the show started. Maestro, hit that music.
All right, welcome back to Needless to Say. I'm sitting here with three people who don't see the irony of Kobe Bryant having a Tinder account.
It's funny that you said Tinder.
That account was fire before things happened. He was hot in the wrong way.
Yeah.
I realize now every basketball broadcast that the NBA does this year is going to have to change, though, because he's on fire. No.
Yeah, right.
Too soon.
They just play cold as ice every time they enter the arena now.
It was funny. There was a tribute on me and Brad saw it on the way here. One of the billboards
Up here?
digital billboards up here, it just says legend and it has his face on it.
My God.
Yep.
Wow.
It's amazing. I mean, we're going to get into it in a little while, I think.
A bird flew into it. No, I'm just kidding.
Would the bird fall into it to be more appropriate?
I can't believe they stuck it on the side of a fake mountain.
Yeah. No, that's terrible. That's terrible.
It'd be great if they mounted that billboard on the side of a mountain. It was lowered in by a helicopter.
Yep, we're going there.
And there goes everybody.
That's all right. Represent 2-4.
That's it.
So how was everybody's week?
Well, I don't know. Based on what Craig wrote, he's got nothing to offer.
Yeah.
But no spelling mistakes.
No, not there. That's right.
Zero. No grammar mistakes. Nothing that you can complain about.
He's batting 1,000.
Yep.
We had kind of an uneventful week. I say week because Rayanne's here, but we decided to watch the Aaron Hernandez documentary on Netflix, the 3-part series.
Another wonderful sports story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no one's celebrating this. Well, there were people at the time that were just rooting
There are
for
people
this
that
guy.
are yelling innocent on the side of the road, holding
Yeah.
up signs,
Right.
wearing their Hernandez jerseys.
We saw it in the docuseries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, people are insane.
People are insane.
But we watch it, and it was titled something like the Mind of Aaron Hernandez or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And after we watched all 3 parts, I kind of sat back and said, I don't have any more insight into his mindset than I did before.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot of people offering their opinions on what they thought was going on with him, but they never really got into what it was.
I think
Oh, how could anyone
all you
know?
really need was just, it would have been like inside the mind. He was fucked up. The end.
Yeah, we don't need 3 episodes.
The last, I don't know, 10 minutes, they talked about how after he killed himself, they donated his brain to be studied, and it turned out he had the worst case of CTE they had ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was probably some contributing factor, but there are other football players in the interview that's like, that's bullshit. It's not an excuse.
No, there
get
are
it.
other people. Yeah, there are other.
But-
Yeah, they're like, how many other football players
'cause
have
he was-
CTE and don't murder
well,
people?
not only that,
Right.
he was already committed murder
Right.
before he left college.
They said this was going on for about 10 years.
Yeah.
He started with
So
the
he was-
CTE.
yeah.
He was a teenager
progressing.
when
He
it started.
embraced this thug lifestyle. He was living
Yeah,
in a $1 million
exactly.
home and a multi-million-dollar job playing football for the best franchise in the NFL.
Yeah.
Why on earth do you still want to embrace this thug mentality? Who are you trying to impress? What else do you have? Now, obviously, he was closeted.
That's
And
well.
he had
That was a
Well,
big.
that was the premise of the the whole docuseries.
And there's a lot of self-loathing that goes with that.
all
I
of that
get
was because
that.
he was gay.
But, I mean, again, you can self-loathe without taking out how many other people?
yeah.
And just randomly for spilling a drink.
Right, just losing his shit. But
You know?
I mean, for me, they tried to set up this series so it was like they gave you a glimpse of what was going on in his personal life, the background when he was younger, and then what was going on in his professional life that everyone saw in the public.
Yeah.
So they kept bouncing around a lot. It was hard to follow at some points. Like, wait, we're going back here for some reason after we were just 10 years in the future. And they interviewed a lot of people, and they went down a lot of roads that they never followed up on or completed.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that too.
They started a bunch of things and they never circled back and finished it.
When the final episode ended, I was like, "Oh, that was it."
Right.
Like, oh, you didn't go back. Like, yeah, I know
He
what you're
said the
saying.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I thought there would be another episode." Like, it was kind of weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know-
and the more I thought about it, they interviewed one of the former linemen for the Patriots who's now openly gay.
Yeah.
But 90% of his interview was just about his experience as a gay man in the NFL.
That guy actually planned on killing himself after when he retired.
And
Yes,
said that.
was
He
sad.
said, he's like, when
That
I
was really
retired,
sad.
he's like, I was just going to kill myself.
He said the only thing I had to hide me being gay was this persona of this tough NFL lineman guy.
yeah.
But
I think that's the point, was that he was gay and was only going to kill himself.
right, but that
Not
was
anyone else.
That was
Yeah,
about
yeah,
him.
Yeah, that was
He
about him.
commented on Aaron Hernandez for a minute of his interview.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did they try to make it like he was a sympathetic character?
Yeah, they tried to
Yes.
make. They did.
Yeah.
They definitely
See, that's why I
tried.
won't watch it.
They definitely tried to make you sympathize for the way he was brought up and stuff. Which, yeah, I'm sure it sucked, and I do. But
Yeah.
He got
hey, fuck
out.
you, scumbag.
Yeah, there was
You know?
a lot of that 3-part series was all of these things are what caused him to act the way he did. There was 2 people in the whole series that said no. Like, one of them was Jermaine Wiggins,
Yeah.
former tight end for the Patriots. He's like, listen, end of the day, he made these decisions. He did this. Fuck him.
Yeah.
It's on him.
Yeah.
How
He
many
said, I
people
know-
grow up in shitty homes
Yeah.
and are gay?
No,
and
Jermaine Wiggins,
have
and
CTE?
because he has CTE.
Yeah, of course he does.
And he said it, and he was. I mean, he was the one who was like, "It's not an excuse."
No.
Good.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not.
And the only other one was Odin Lloyd's best friend who played football with him.
I feel like that
Yeah.
guy was the
He
only
was the
real
only
guy
honest
in the whole
guy.
show.
He's like-
He was the only, and if anything, I thought he shot a few people.
He probably
Oh, he definitely did. Oh, he
He was
definitely
like,
did.
like
Oh,
he
no
was
doubt.
talking on the TV, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" I got scared. I kind of snapped too and puckered my asshole. I'm like, "Oh, this guy's fucking
yeah.
serious."
That's the guy you expect to shoot you because you spilled the drink.
But
Oh, yeah.
he was the only guy too. He's like, "Listen, I feel bad for the guy. He went through this shit, but at the end of the day, he still made these decisions."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's it. Yeah. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't hold on to it. Like, hey, he's fucking.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. These mistakes. But there was one thing that I thought made him fucking guilty as a bastard because he was still trying to fight it.
The fact that he did it.
You mean
That he-
besides all the other evidence?
Well, yeah. But no, because what I'm saying is, he did it.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a phone call that he makes to his mother. Now he's still trying to appeal his case
Right.
at that point. When he hung himself, he was still appealing his case,
Which is
Right.
why he
Which
did
is
it
why
then.
he hung himself.
yeah. But he says to his mother on the phone, he says, "Look at what you did to me. You fucked me up all my life. Blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And he goes, "What did you think I was gonna do?
Turn out to
Did
be
you-
an angel.
Did you think I was gonna
Exactly,
turn out
yeah.
to be a perfect angel?"
He knows he's a scumbag.
And he knew. It's like just right there. He just basically said, "Yeah, of course I killed people.
Yeah,
What'd you
but
think? I
He's
was
so
fucking,
detached from everything he's done.
As I was
Yeah.
pulling my $75,000 car into my $1 million driveway, I'd probably reflect on some of my thoughts and actions.
There was-
And I'm sorry, I have zero sympathy for this guy, and
No.
I'm glad he's dead.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
no,
I
I don't
don't
either.
either.
And no,
Yeah, I
it
don't
was
miss him
funny.
one bit,
The
no.
one thing I noticed, they showed a close up of his house, and I was like, "Wow, look at all that water damage he's got on the second floor."
the fucking trim work under the windows.
Yeah, I did too.
It's like, that rich bastard was still cheap. He couldn't even fix that wet rot.
Painted over that fucking rotted wood. You fucking cheap motherfucker.
See, that's really strange to me. Wait, hold up, because I thought he liked caulk.
Secretly.
Yeah, you didn't want to. He painted over it.
Yeah, you'd have to caulk it from behind. We call it the back caulk.
Oh,
Don't even get me started on weather stripping.
Who's weather?
Oh shit! Yeah, it was a fucked up.
Hey, did you notice that the Instagram comments haven't moved in like 3 minutes?
They all left. Everyone left.
That's all right. That's right. Like, hey, you guys are on. I got to take a shit.
Yeah.
No, the shit is over. That's why they
That's
left.
true. Yeah, they're wiping, or they left.
Yeah.
No one wants dookie fingerprints on their phone.
Swipe right once.
Yeah, it's more like smear right.
So I had I myself had an interesting week.
Craig, how was your week?
It was fucked up. It was just it was a bad work, just busy, like crazy shit happening with jobs and stuff. And then our truck is broken down. I told you we're gonna get a new truck, right? So now our truck it's breaking down. It still drives. It's just it needs to be fixed. We're getting rid of it. We're buying a new truck. We went and looked at one today. But Tuesday, my boiler just kind of like crapped right out. It started leaking water and shit. So
how did you describe it to us? You said it sounded like a
it
pod
sounded
of
like
whales.
a pod of whales was in my basement. It was just making these noises. It's just like, whoa, whoa. I'm like, what the fuck is going on down there?
If you're in Europe, people think your house is haunted by banshees.
Yeah.
Here,
Yes.
your boiler's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And what was happening was, so then water was leaking out of it and shit. So I'm like, it's got to be done now. So I had already had the quote, and it was set up. They were coming in 2 weeks, but I called them. They're like, all right, we'll be there Tuesday morning. So I said, I called my partner. I was like, dude, I can't work tomorrow. I was like, I got, I know we got a lot of work, but
Yeah, you need your boiler in the middle of the winter.
I need this. So he's like, yeah, no problem. So he's like, I'll just go there myself. I'll get what I can done, and we'll just, we'll double time it tomorrow. I'm like, all right, no problem. So I go, the guys show up. A little while later, I get a call. Now, I could tell he like waited and was like trying, and he calls me and he's like, hey, I'm like, what's up? He's like, the key's not opening the door to the truck. I'm like, none of them? He's like, nope. Not opening one door to the truck. I can't get in the fucking van.
How many keys do you have to the truck?
Well, we had two. I had one. He had two, but I lost my keys
yours.
2 weeks.
I knew it was yours.
So now he's like, I can't get in. He's like, I can't. I thought he was calling me to tell me it wasn't going to start. So I'm like, all right, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, I'll head down there. Let's see what we can do. We'll try to figure something out. So I was like, if anything, we'll just call fucking AAA, have them come and wedge the door open. So I got the AAA card. So I'm like, I'll meet you there.
You got to be there, yeah.
So I drive there. The guys were fine in the basement. I was like, I'll be back in a little bit. I take off. So I go to his house, and we get there. We can't open the fucking truck. And he's like, you know what? He's like, fuck it. We'll deal with it tomorrow. He's like, go back to your house. He's like, I'm going to take my car. He's like, I'm going to take my Jeep. I'll drive up there because we had all the tools there and shit. He's like, we'll deal with it tomorrow. Just go back to your house. I said, all right. So I leave. So now I'm driving down the road. I turn the corner from his house. I'm about 3 minutes down the road.
So you keep the van at his house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I get a phone call, and it's him. And he's like, hey, can you come back? I'm like, what's the matter? He goes, tie rod just broke on my Jeep.
Oh, my God.
So I turn around, his car's flopping back into his driveway. Yeah, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? So now we're going to use AAA. We're going to tow it up. There's a garage that he uses. It's right up the road. It's literally a block and a half away.
Yeah.
So he's like, we'll just bring it over there. Bring it over there. I'll get it fixed. Brings it over there. Well, he calls the guy. So the guy's like, oh, yeah, I can do it, this and that. He's like, no problem. $700. So he's like, what the fuck? It's going to cost me $700. So we're waiting for the fucking AAA guy, and he's like, I'll be right back. So he runs into the house, right? He's like, I go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. So he runs into the house. He comes out completely fucking defeated. Like, fucking, right?
Oh, no.
I look at him like, what's the matter? He's like, well, I went and took a leak, and when I leaned over to flush the toilet, my reading glasses fell out of my pocket. And they flushed into the toilet.
No
They actually
shit.
went in. Now they're wedged in his fucking toilet. So, now I'm just crying. In the fucking, I'm like, this is so fucking ridiculous. I'm just fucking dying in the I'm like, this is fucking insane. So he's got a coat hanger. He's trying to fucking fish the things out of his toilet. He got him out. But it was just like, that was that day. Then I go back to my
That
house.
was that morning.
Yeah.
That's how the day started.
That happened like in a span of an hour and a half. So I go back home. I'm like, fuck it. I just go back home. Turns out now the guys aren't going to be able to finish the boiler. And they're like, listen, we can finish it, but if we do, we're going to be here for a long time. Because, I mean, it was a lot of work what they did.
Yeah.
They had to do. So, because we put one of those compy boilers in and stuff. So it was a lot of work that had to be done. So he's like, I could stay and finish it. He's like, but they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
Like, and it's going to be
Overtime.
like a lot more.
Yeah.
So he's like, he didn't take the pipes off my boiler yet.
So you can still use it for the
so
night?
He's like, I'll mess with it so you can get through the night with it.
Yeah.
He goes, and then tomorrow morning we'll be in here. He's like, we'll be out of here by like 10, 11 o'clock, you know, maybe
Yeah.
by noon the latest. They were there till 1 the next day, but it got me through the night. So that was awesome. You know what I mean? It got me
good.
through the night. They fucking did their thing. So I was all excited about that. But then the best was today. So Adam looks at me today. And he just walks into the room and he's staring at me. I'm like, what? He goes, dude. I'm like, what? He goes, I just ripped my pants. He turns around and his fucking pants are just hammered from the belt line to his crotch. Just split completely down the middle. Like, fuck. I'm like, what the fuck? Stay the fuck away from me.
Right.
Yeah. It was just,
How angry were you today?
yeah. It was just insane. The whole thing, and like the whole work thing, like guys yelling. Guys been making us bounce it back. We're doing 3 apartments in one building.
Ugh.
And the contractor is so fucked up. He's got everything so fucked up that we keep bouncing back and forth from one apartment to now. We're trying to put hardwood floors in. There's other people working in there. And then he's like, oh, you can only do this room and then go to that one and do that. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You know, and it's been going on for like 2 weeks now. So that's why I was like so stressed out about it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Why wouldn't you just have you come back when they're done?
So then he starts, so today he's like, he's giving us shit. He's like, hey, I can't get this, he's like, you need to get this done. I'm like, it's not going to happen today. We can't finish this whole fucking thing. I'll be here until fucking midnight. He's like, well, you got to do what you got to do. He's like, you weren't here Tuesday.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, buddy, listen. I said, fucking, me not having fucking heat in my house is way more fucking important than the fucking floor in this house.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I was like, dude, I haven't been able to fucking write a bill for any of these jobs for almost 3 weeks now because we haven't completed any of them.
Right.
Right.
I haven't gotten paid. So fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not getting done.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. And that was it. Yeah, so that's been my week.
Wow. All right, so that was Tuesday. How was Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Surprised you
So that
haven't
was
Aaron
it.
Hernandez the shit out of this
But
week.
there was a point. There was a point where I was like,
Adam's
oh, yeah.
pants were hanging.
That's true.
But it was just so funny watch Adam go through the whole fucking just. There was one thing immediate when he ever flushed his own glasses
That's
down
amazing.
the fucking toilet. I almost
Jesus.
died.
That's one of those things
laughing.
where by itself, not a big deal. You're like, oh, what the fuck? You fish them out, clean them, good. But after that
Compound it.
morning,
compounded.
2 cars get fucked up. Yeah. Oh.
We got into the van.
How'd you get in?
I smashed my handle
the
off
same
so I could stick my finger inside and pull the fucking thing.
I was going to say
I'm done.
brick, right?
I'm done with fucking around with shit.
Fuck that handle. You don't even need it. Don't worry about it.
Craig gets into all his cars now just by pulling a rope.
Yeah.
He has to stick his finger in the door to get
He's
in
got
and out.
magnets holding his doors shut.
that thing's
As
done.
your friend, I really hope you don't jerk off tonight.
Yeah. No, that thing's done. We got a new van coming. I'm excited.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Yeah. How was your week, Brad?
A horse ran through my backyard.
It did.
It did. I had my morning coffee. It's like 7:45, 8 o'clock at the latest. I stare out my back window. It's become a routine. And I'm used to seeing squirrels, rabbits, the occasional deer.
Yeah.
A horse ran through my backyard.
The text was the best.
Yeah.
A horse just ran through my backyard. Pause. A horse.
That was so good.
Like it knew where it was going. That's what got me. Me too. It's like the horse had a purpose. Like he's like, all right, I take a right at this house, and
It did. It paused at my hot tub like it was debating a debit.
so I have time.
It cocked its head like Mr. Ed did when they shoved peanut butter in that poor animal's mouth. It cocked its head, and then it took off into the woods like, that's my escape plan. How the fuck did this thing get here? I don't live that far from a road.
Where was it going?
Wow,
That's what gets me.
I guarantee you there were 19 texts from the Warren, Rhode Island area saying, there's a horse in my yard.
Yep.
And a bunch of people drinking similar cups of coffee going, well, that's new.
Yeah.
You know, it's never happened to me before. It'll probably never happen to me again.
No, it probably will.
Over there, maybe.
Because there is a horse. That's probably where it came from. Is that horse thing down?
Are you saying this was its home?
That what?
It came home?
No. I'm
No,
saying
come on.
it
Let's make this mystical. Let's make this.
No,
This is
don't
the
you have-
Warren version of The
isn't
Last
there-
Unicorn.
Isn't there a horse? What do you call them? Horse kennels or fucking
A
ranches?
horse kennel?
I don't know what the fuck you call them.
Wait,
Glue
what's that?
factory.
What's that word?
Glue factory.
I was thinking farm.
Yeah.
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 A horse kennel.
I like horse kennel.
Hey,
better.
hey, I'm going away for the weekend. Do you know a good kennel I can put my horse up at?
That's good. Get a big old run.
Get her.
I didn't catch the collar on this horse. Didn't have a little name tag with the town of Warren registration on it.
Hey, get
He's
the
got
bag of
kennel
blue,
cough. He's like,
get the bag of Blue Wolf. I gotta feed the horse.
Yeah, I was mad I didn't have IAMS.
yeah.
Or,
No, but there's a place where they
Melissa,
keep horses.
take the horse out.
just to move this segment along, we'll call it a farm. All right? There are a few farms in the area. We got cows too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cows don't run though. They're like, fuck it. This is cool.
What do you call cows? Like milk things?
Yeah.
Steak dumpers?
Burger,
Anyway.
steak plants.
Yeah, there you go. It's plant-based. Other than that, the only other news I got, I told you guys a week ago that I am suddenly without work. And that's going to be short-lived, my friends. I'm not going to tell you what the company is that I'm interviewing with, but I can tell you that based on what I know about this company, they're already listening to this episode.
All right.
Yes.
Wait. Oh, is that okay?
What we're going to find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I
Excellent.
get any interview cancellations.
Yeah.
No, I got a very busy week. My phone was very active. It's like my old company said, hey, you know what? Let's push this guy back into the universe. My LinkedIn is lighting up. So I don't think it's going to be that long of a layoff. And you know what? If I can turn a profit on my severance, fuck them.
Yeah. Right. Double dip.
Exactly.
Fuck
Yep.
it.
That's it.
Fuck
Now I'll
'em.
buy my own horse.
That's right.
Yeah.
Start my own kennel.
Buy your own horse kennel.
Fuck horses.
But that's about it.
We don't need them
The
anymore.
rest of my week in review is what we call reading social media and the news. So, in other words, the rest of the show. Ray, how was your week? We haven't seen you in a while. How you been?
No, welcome back, Pumpkin.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back with the 3 out of 5 men who can't identify a labia. My week was pretty uneventful, I think.
Damn it. I'm glad she's laughing and not pissed.
right?
I'm used to it.
She's like, I'm used to it. I get the roughest thighs ever.
Oh my god.
Described my week. That
So-
was pretty much
That was
it.
it.
Yes, that was pretty much
Yep.
it. Dave trying to identify.
All right, so to all our friends on Instagram, we're going to sign off for now. But
Hope you
thanks,
guys enjoyed.
Thanks for hanging with us. And again, for both of you that are still here,
Yes.
God bless you. God bless you. The
Later,
episode
guys.
will be out early next week.
Check it out.
All right, so people found labias.
Well, 2 out of the 5 did.
2 out of the 5 did. Brad had a horse in his yard.
That's a big
But-
labia.
And there was no labia on this one.
No?
No.
Probably can
Oh,
find
was
the
it
labia
dragging
before
on
you
the
guys.
ground?
No, but there's some labia that's going to be very happy when this horse comes through.
I can just hear your phone dinging right now. It's Charlie. Did you get a video?
And I had a shit week, but we had somebody that we know, not the overly, I don't want to pretend that we're great friends with her. I've met Ray a few times.
We're acquaintances.
We're acquaintances. I've met
We're
Ray.
not friends now. You totally shit on that.
You fucked that up.
but he's a local Rhode Island guy. We're a Rhode Island podcast.
He's a local Rhode Island comic. I've met him a few times. I've talked to him. I mean, I know who he is. He knows who I am. We're friends on Facebook, but we're not like pals. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was great to see he's a local Rhode Island comic, and he announced that he was going to be on Conan O'Brien, which was awesome.
And then he was on Conan
And then
O'Brien.
he was on, within hours.
Wasn't a joke.
It wasn't
cool.
a
I was
joke.
going to say, good for him for following through on that promise.
Yeah.
Ray Harrington, folks.
Ray
I know,
Harrington.
That's
we
really cool.
a good show every week, and then wah, wah.
Yeah. Nah,
Once he
and
knows how to follow through.
Ray got a gig on Conan O'Brien, and that was awesome. And he did it. He went up and he did his set.
It was like
And-
what? It was like a 6 or 7 minute set.
Yeah, like a 6
What they
minute
usually
set.
do with comics. Yeah, that's good.
Yep. And he did great, and he got a laugh at the end from Conan O'Brien. Walked up to him, said, He says it when he goes, "You're a horrible person," and he laughs and he shakes his hand and he talks. But
You know what's funny is about those late night shows when and that's kind of been a long standing thing. Like it's never been official, but if the host comes over and like shakes your hand and talks to you, that's usually a sign you did a good job.
Or like
if they're just like,
Johnny
hey,
Carson,
so and so, give him a hand.
Johnny Carson was big because he would do it. The comedians weren't at the end; they would be kind of in the middle before a commercial break.
Right.
And if he invited you onto the couch,
That was good.
that
yeah,
was
that's what I mean.
Fucking
So like
made it.
these
You know what I
hosts,
mean?
if they go beyond just hey, that was so and so, that's kind of a sign that you've done a little more than what they expected.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
not only that, and then because Conan now it's short. It's a 30-minute show, and but he approached him at the end, and then they signed off the show with him, Andy, and Ray standing there.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. You
Right.
know what I mean?
That's cool.
And I mean, not only he was on fucking Conan O'Brien.
And he fucking killed it. I mean, I got to hand it to him. We've seen a lot of Ray Harrington sets, as people who
That's the
stalk
thing
him
is
and
we-
pretend to be his
Yeah.
friends. Like,
Yeah.
we've seen him a lot. We went to
Like
the
what we do with Craig.
Yeah,
we went to the pilot premiere.
we went
for
to
his show. Derek Furtado.
Undependent with him and Derek Furtado. They, yep.
The guy, the goal of any comedian is to act like you belong.
Yeah.
And that son of a bitch, and yeah, I called you a son of a bitch because we're friends.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, you look like you belong, buddy.
No, he did. He just walked
And
out the other.
You may have been nervous, but you didn't let anybody in that room know it. And for that, and Dave loves when I say it, my hat is tipped.
Yes.
There it is.
Absolutely.
Tip the hat, my friends.
Absolutely. No, congratulations to Ray for that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I was excited for him.
Ray Harrington making news and getting headlines the right way.
Yeah. And he deserves it. The guy works hard. That's what he does for that's what he does for a living. He's a actual touring working comic. And to get this break,
Huge.
he's already proved he can do what he can do, that he makes a living off of it.
Right.
And supports a family. He has a family,
If only you guys were that
And-
funy.
Yeah.
You'd
and
have a
to-
Well, I'm pretty
You
sure
wouldn't
after
have to
the
do
next
manual labor.
after the
Yeah.
next segment, we're going to be famous.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no doubt.
And to prove, and he proved that he went out there and proved it in front of the world.
That's awesome.
The man filmed a pilot and 2 follow-up episodes.
And a full documentary called Be a Man that you can get on it's Amazon and I think Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah, and when someone from Maine tells you to be a man, you kind of have to listen.
Yep. Yeah.
That's where like men were invented.
Especially when they're 6, 7.
Yeah, like
You listen.
I'm just happy that he's like big and flanneled
Yeah, he's
and has the
giant.
essence of a beard. Like he gets me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really hope he listens to our week in review because I'm going to say there was a horse in my yard, and he's going to go, so? I'm from Maine.
Right?
He's like,
Just
I've got
one
one in my
horse?
kitchen.
He's like, one?
Yeah,
There's only one horse in the yard.
I have a caribou over for
It's like-
dinner every week.
It's got a moose walking
What do you
through
live
the
in the
house.
city?
yeah. That's the smallest horse kennel I've ever heard of.
Horse kennel.
Oh, you fucking call him
A farm. It's a farm.
another
Although,
ranch.
this reminds me, though. This
Pick a word. It's not kennel. Kennel's not the word.
Kennel's the best word.
Horse kennel is great.
Craig, do
Yeah,
you
it is.
remember, though,
Yeah,
when
it
I
is.
first met you, I was posting to Facebook like every day, and I could not remember the word tumbleweed.
Yeah, oh, yes.
And so, you know, like when Google, like, did you mean?
Yeah.
So, but
I never laughed so fucking hard in my life.
I couldn't remember the word tumbleweed. I'm a fucking editor.
Yeah.
Okay, this is why I'm unemployed. But sure enough,
Well, you're from New York. Not a lot of tumbleweed blowing through the Bronx.
maybe not. And I didn't live in the Bronx. But anyway,
No one cares.
but my Google search was wind garbage.
That's because he's from New York.
Wind garbage.
Tumbleweeds are just made up of trash.
It's just Burger King wrappers blowing down 42nd Street.
Like some butts, a Burger King wrapper, a Starbucks cup, all rolled up in a ball.
But my other search term was this blows through westerns when there's shootouts.
That one's even better.
Like, that's a Jeopardy answer.
What
What are tumbleweeds?
What is tumbleweed?
So I screen capped it and sent it to Craig, and then the show was born. Yeah, that was pretty
This
much it.
blows through westerns when there's shootouts. The B answer is, what is Alan
Dude,
Baugh?
I forgot about it, but I'll never forget about it. But as soon as you said it, I was like, oh shit. The tumbleweed thing. Yeah. Yep.
Windblown trash.
All right, so
Oh,
speaking
man.
of trash. All right.
Well, speaking of wind blowing things,
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
Yes.
There we go. Wind-blown garbage. You know what? We're not talking about the child. We're not talking about any of the victims. But we kind of have to talk about Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Okay, we kind of touched on it already. We saw the billboards around here. The world is obviously very sad about this. And as a basketball player, I definitely agree with that.
I get the fact that this guy has inspired younger basketball players. The guy was one of the best basketball players. There's no doubt.
There's no
Hands
question
down. There's
about
no
that.
question
Right.
about that. And what he's done on the court is amazing. And there's no doubt that he's done charitable things.
right?
He's also very
don't
intelligent.
doubt that.
Kobe was
Yeah.
a very bright guy.
Yeah, he was.
And I think that's something that got lost. If you remember his early interviews when he was 18, 19 and going on, I guess it was Arsenio at the time, it might have been.
Oh shit. Ooh.
But he was going on and he was like reading poetry and he was already establishing himself as something above.
Yeah.
He
basketball.
wasn't just an
Yeah.
athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was also a little something
Shaq
called.
did it with that rap album.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Kobe started out as a rapper.
He did.
Really?
He had a rap career as he was blossoming into a basketball player.
Really?
Yes.
So did Shaq Fu. Tell me
Yeah.
another story.
You mean Shazam?
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Before Zachary Levy?
No, but continue.
But
I'm
the
sorry, I
po-
didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. It's just that the point is there was also nobody forgets his intelligence. Nobody forgets that, but everybody seems to have forgotten that whole rape charge
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Colorado. And I'm not saying that what happened wasn't tragic. A family is without a father and a husband.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And a daughter.
Awful.
Daughter.
Yes.
Like, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, there's so much tragedy here, and I'm not even saying he might have been a rectified person. He might have been corrected.
You said rectified.
Oh, he did.
Well, not right now.
Some part of him got rectified.
He anally raped someone,
Yes. That-
and you said rectified.
But the bigger part about it, what hole he chose was irrelevant. The point is, he didn't know what consensual meant.
Yeah.
Right.
As intelligent
That was
as
his
he was,
defense.
his defense was he thought what he was doing was consensual and within the confines of the relationship that they had established. It was also cheating on somebody at the time.
That's the other thing. Is like he and his wife, who were on and off over the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
But at the time, he and his wife, who he married as a minor, by the way, she was 17 when he was 22.
And they
21 or 22.
That's when they got married?
Yeah, that's when they met and started dating. They got married when she turned 18.
She's like, Kobe, my ass hurt. And he's like,
take this ring.
Put this ring on it.
This will make your ass feel better.
This make your ass feel better.
You'll forget all about that.
This ice will cool it down.
No. Time out. Kobe was a poet. He said, your ass is like a rose blossoming.
Yeah.
My dick is like a thorn poking it. Big black thorn.
Somebody play that Poison song right now.
I don't.
Sebastian Bach's like, hold on, I gotta write that down. Yeah.
Not going to deny the fact the guy was a basketball legend.
Sure.
Bottom line.
Sure.
Sure, he donated tons of money to fucking charity.
He donated $3 million to his wife in the form of a ring after she found out he cheated on her.
Yeah.
And then also what he paid off this girl in Colorado.
That's right.
What, $6 million?
It was $6 million, and she had to sign off saying, whatever we reveal here cannot be used in the civil suit after this. So basically a complete hush money.
Yeah.
And yet everybody's like, well, he was never convicted. Guess what? Sometimes
No, he wasn't.
it doesn't mean you're not guilty.
And,
Right.
and
So,
at the
so
sa- at the same
essentially,
time-
it was a $6 million civil suit, a $3 million ring. So that was a $9 million butt fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what that
Cost
was.
him
Have you ever had a good one,
Expensive
though?
butt fuck.
Have you ever had
Hey,
a good one?
Ryan, I have a question.
No.
For $9 million?
No.
Absolutely.
Oh,
day.
$9 million. I would let you fuck me in the butt.
This family got a lot closer for $9 million.
Yeah, a lot closer.
For $9 million, I would film you guys on live Instagram and beat off while doing it.
Yeah.
We just wrote the script for the Needless to Say Centipede movie.
Yeah.
Fuck, that movie is
The Needless to Say $1 million peed.
Yeah.
Fucking neckapede.
Everyone gets butt fucked by Craig's neck.
Yeah.
He just swallows every time he wants to thrust.
I really wish that video was still
Just
going.
be sitting there with my head on your back.
Craig's like, I'm gonna cough.
Oh, no, there's not enough money for that.
How come you're walking funny? Craig had COPD.
Smoked a few extra butts that day.
Oh, we smoked those butts all right.
I'm doing good. I'm not smoking.
You're doing so good.
I'm doing really well with the cigarette thing.
yeah, I'm proud
Yeah,
of you.
but that neck thing hasn't stopped.
No, it hasn't stopped.
Leave that neck thing alone.
Oh my god.
So,
But anyway,
I have to
But
say,
anyway,
you know, the saddest thing about all of this really are the other families that aren't
right,
getting
there,
any recognition.
yes.
There were, what, 9 other people on
there were
this?
3 teenagers killed in this helicopter
Yes.
crash.
Yes.
But not just the kids, which is
The
horrific.
other families.
but there are parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Children lost their parents,
Yeah.
which is horrible. You know, a mom lost her daughter. His wife lost her daughter. You know, her husband, regardless of what he did, it's her
Yeah.
husband
It's-
and the
no,
father
it's-
of her
it's-
children.
And yeah, there's 3 other kids
It's
that
it's
are out
horrible.
without their dad, and it's horrible.
You don't really
I'm
hear
not-
about the other people in this accident
No.
here, you know, and I think that's really sad.
As much as we joke about shit on the show, I'm not like happy he died.
No. You know
But
what? I'll say this. If the guy
I-
raped somebody, I'm happy he died.
No, but
No, I'm not.
It doesn't
I'm not-
matter how charitable
Yeah.
you are. If you raped a woman, you're a piece of shit.
you're a piece of
Agreed.
shit.
You're a fucking piece of shit. I think that is the worst crime a man can commit against a woman.
The only thing, my only thing with that is, and I'm not because it doesn't matter. It does not matter. But why was she there? They did have a relationship.
There's this.
It wasn't
I
a
don't know.
one-time.
He
thing,
was
but
I don't
was
know
just
if
like
he did.
he was just like let
Maybe-
me put it in your butt. She's like no. He's like no. I'm gonna put it in your butt. She's like no. He's like but I just bought you that fucking car. I'm gonna put it in your butt. And she's like no. And he's like whack. It's in your butt. And she's like no. And then it's over.
oh, where are the keys?
Yeah.
You know
So-
what? I also think that there are times where people take advantage of a celebrity because of their status.
No, and I
Nobody
agree.
knows what really happened.
There are two people
So
that
I'm
know.
not- I'm
One
not
of them
saying-
can talk to it right now.
I'm not
Yes.
saying that
Yeah.
he raped her. I'm not saying he
Alright,
did.
no,
Because who
yeah.
knows? Maybe he didn't.
But when you accept a settlement, normally that's kind of like admitting that you can't win this trial. Now, in any other person's case,
How could they prove it?
Because
That's a
I
fair
believe
point.
there was about 4 gallons of semen in her that had Kobe and number 24
Okay.
all over.
Actually-
how are you to prove that it wasn't consensual?
She was wearing, when she took the rape test, she was wearing underwear covered in someone else's semen.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we need to
But
get
what if
past
she
this.
consented to it?
But what if she was an absolute piece of whore trash? It doesn't change the fact that she might still have been raped.
Windblown
Oh,
trash.
absolutely. She could have been raped.
Wind blew.
But that's the
wind
point.
blown
Is
garbage.
nobody knows.
Nobody
knows for sure except
No,
for those
exactly.
two.
Well, here's
I
here's
don't
the
think we're talking about this. What I'm trying to, what my whole point about the anger is that I get annoyed the fact that death somehow forgives him.
that's
Yes.
yeah. Why
no,
is
if he did it?
That's
why
the
are we
thing.
why are we bestowing social sainthood on this man?
Yes.
That's
well,
the thing.
It's like everything else, like Michael Jackson. Oh, his music was so great. We can forget the fact that he's a fucking pedophile.
No, you can't.
For the
No.
record, nobody at this table ever.
Aaron
forgot.
never
Hernandez.
forgive him.
He's a great football player. He's innocent.
He's a
He
murderer.
could never do that because he's a
O.J.
great
Simpson
football player.
was a great football player.
That's what I mean. When they're a
Fucking
celebrity,
Ed Gein was a great fucking birthday clown.
we can look the other way.
This is
He
Casey.
fucking brought fucking happiness to 1 million children.
No, Ed
And then
Gein.
had a skin lamp.
It's the happiest lamp in the world. Always smiling. What are you doing?
it's-
I'm lotioning my lamp so it doesn't shrivel.
This whole thing is a tragedy. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
It's-
But I
it's
The
think
BTK killer fucking ran his town.
Boy Scouts.
Awesome. Boy Scouts. And not only that, he was like a town administrator who did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
People loved him.
Hitler made good roads.
Right,
Yeah. The Volkswagen.
Another poet, by the way.
But no, I think Brad's point was, now that he's died, it's easy to forget all that awful shit that he was accused of, did, whatever. He's like, just because he was an amazing basketball player does not make him an amazing human being
No.
Oh,
that
I
deserves
totally
to be
agree.
deified in all sorts of
Yeah.
I
society.
absolutely agree.
And let me tell you something. If you don't donate a couple of million to charity, you're going to get taxed on it. So, of course, a lot of these guys are very charitable. You know? But, and I'm not saying he didn't do it out of the kindness of his heart, because maybe he did. You know, I'm sure he did. He actually started a bunch of stuff. You know, he did start like that basketball, that fucking Black Mamba. Fucking that
It's like he was telling us what happened the whole time.
Yeah.
He named everything Black Mamba. I'm pretty sure those words got uttered that night in Colorado. He let her hit a whole new Rocky Mountain high.
Maybe she was yelling Black
He
Mamba.
hit one.
Yeah. But no, and I get, and I mean, granted, it's like when we said I cracked a joke fucking immediately.
Yeah.
Me and Brad were sitting at the bar when it happened. I fucking cracked a joke immediately, and then the announcement of his daughter, and I was like,
That's
"Oh
fucked
fuck!"
up.
I'm like, "This is fucked up," and I stopped. I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm not making."
That's not funny.
You know, I'm like, "This isn't funny."
That's
This
really
there's
fucking
other
sad.
people on the helicopter. This isn't funny, and I realized where I went, you know, with it.
Right.
And because I was thinking like crew and and stuff, and
Like,
I was
who
like,
cares
oh,
if
I was
they
like,
die?
oh, yeah, no,
All right, but
well,
how stupid was the
it
meeting?
wasn't that. But I said, oh, you guys last triple double. I said, look, because they said there was 6 people on the plane, right? So I was like, it was last triple double. But then they went up. There was more people on the plane, right? So
Oh, they like 10 altogether, I think.
If the pilot had yelled,
9?
"Hey, I bricked it,"
yeah,
that would have been really bad.
But
Imagine if he's the helicopter's coming down, the pilot turned and was like, Kobe.
yeah,
Boom.
how's my ass taste? No.
As he's hitting the mountain, swish.
But I didn't, and I made that joke immediately because I was like, fuck it. I'm like, fuck that guy, whatever. Because I was thinking that. And then you start to realize there's other people on the
But
on
how
the
fucked up
helicopter.
was the media during this? At one
It
point,
was-
we heard a report that
then
it
they
was
said
all his children.
They're like,
Oh,
all,
really?
oh,
I didn't
they-
hear that.
It
Yeah,
was
we-
his whole family,
Yeah.
and then it
Oh,
was
his entire
three
family?
of his
Okay.
family, and then it was his agent, and then we heard more conflicting reports because nobody wanted to bother to take 5 minutes, exhale,
Right.
and
Find
get
out.
fucking
And find
fat.
No,
out.
it was immediately. They were saying his whole family was on board except for his wife. Because TMZ confirmed that his wife was home because they probably called the house
Probably.
like assholes right away. And they confirmed that she was home. And then when they started finding, I guess when they got there and they realized there was other bodies and there were a lot of young kids, like all his kids were on board.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God. All I could think about was, what the fuck? Actually at that point, I'm like, his poor wife.
Yeah.
No matter what the
No
fuck.
matter what he did, his
That's
poor wife.
fucking awful. I'm like, my
Yeah.
God. And then, and still, my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
This poor woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Here's the thing: it's the event itself, the crash of the helicopter, and people died, is not the issue.
No.
It's a sad thing that happens,
It's
regardless
sad.
of who
It's
was on
aw-
there.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Of course
What
it
the
is.
problem that I have is the reaction by everyone in society. That's, like I said, I use the term deifying. Like they're making this guy out to be
They
more
want to make him the fucking
the
logo
new face of the NBA.
of the NBA. That's fucking,
For
to
the
me,
re-
that's not.
For the record, one of his last acts when he was playing on a very bad Lakers team towards the end of his career, he said, I have to shoot the ball 45 times a night. What am I going to do? Pass it to one of these assholes. That's the future face of the
Yeah.
NBA?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's a quote.
Yeah.
All right, so fuck that guy.
Right.
Okay, and listen, by the way, for all we know, like Kobe was doing something stupid that distracted the fucking pilot because he was all about himself all the time. And so I have no sympathy for the loss of a celebrity. I have sympathy for the loss of a father and for the loss of a husband.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
Yes,
but even
yes.
today, we're almost a week later, and we're now hearing, well, when they found the body and identified Kobe, he was hugging his daughter. I'd like to believe that's true, but
No,
I'm pretty sure they
that's
were
bullshit.
300 yards apart.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. I thought it was ironic that the day before LeBron James passed him in the record books.
Yeah.
and then it's like, all right, he's
But-
not relevant anymore.
But to be honest with you, he was classy about that. He did because that was one of his last tweets where he congratulated
No, Kobe
LeBron
Bryant
James.
Inc. was a wonderful organization.
yeah.
Okay, and he knew how to conduct business.
Listen, you
Yeah.
can be a wonderful philanthropist and a scumbag at the same time.
Full, I'm a full-on rapist. No, philanthropist. No, full-on rapist.
That's the second version of if Craig said it.
Yeah. No, you
That's
mean
what I'm like-
philanthropist? No, full-on rapist, right?
I'll take the penis, my dear.
That was a bit. That was one of my favorite. That joke is from. That was straight up. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. When they write him a card and they tell him to tell the girl he's a philanthropist, and he looks at it, and he looks at it, and he goes, "I'm a full-on rapist." He's like, "What?" Great stuff.
All right, so obviously people are having a major reaction to Kobe. The question is, Mr. Peanut.
Yes.
Okay, up until Kobe Bryant, the worst tragic airborne death of the week was going to be Mr. Peanut.
Yeah,
Was it airborne?
an 80
Yes.
an 80-year-old fictional peanut character?
He's
Yeah.
so cute.
Yes, but they were going to basically
monocle.
Planters is updating its branding and decided that Mr. Peanut needs to go away.
Yep.
And
Sure.
so they were going to symbolically kill him in a series of Super Bowl commercials, and one of them was going to be pushing him out of a window.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and so because of
So
what happened, they decided that they're not going to do this commercial
Kobe didn't
now,
fall out a window.
but he was airborne.
We're all going to
Yeah,
relate
whatever.
Kobe to a peanut.
He hit the ground hard.
Yeah.
What?
That was salty.
No one no one wants to accidentally look for kosher butter and say Kobe butter.
I don't even know what the fuck.
Jif Kobe butter.
Yep.
It's the
Well-
darkest peanut butter I've ever seen.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Are they overreacting? In the amount of time we've been
Yes.
recording this
Yeah.
episode, thousands of people in
Absolutely.
this country have died.
Absolutely overreacting.
Nobody gives a fuck about a
Absolutely
peanut.
overreacting. It's you were bringing a character to an end. It had nothing to do. If he was like, if they're like, okay, Mr. Peanut, we'll see you at the next thing. You got another event, and he got in and got in a helicopter and immediately crashed inside of a
With a
mountain.
fucking Lakers jersey
Then I'd
on.
be like,
I mean,
okay,
maybe.
yeah.
Right.
Then I'd be like, okay, maybe too much.
Too soon?
Right.
Yes.
He's leaving a Lakers game to go into Colorado,
Yeah,
and he crashes. Yeah.
yeah. I love that too soon thing too.
Well, I
So
said that to
does
Dave.
someone's death? Like, there's a timeline
But here-
apparently.
But here's the other thing is,
There's an
There's a
appropriate amount of
timeline. There's an
time.
appropriate amount of time before you're gonna rip into a dead guy.
Well, I said to Dave, too, I'm like, do you think that one of them picked them for the Deadpool?
yeah, that was her
Oh,
first
I didn't
comment.
ask.
She's like,
Too
who
soon?
got
Oh.
points?
Immediately.
Somebody
Fuck-
did.
No,
Oh.
no, nobody had that. But 5 of us were there.
Yes.
5 of us from the pool were in the bar when it happened. Everybody fucking picked their phones up, and nobody was looking for news.
They were-
Everybody was on the fucking page to see.
Who had Kobe?
Yes. There was no one was looking at the actual news. Like you thought, like people were going like, "Oh, headlines."
No.
Everybody was active on the page to see who had it.
Melissa's coworker was at our house the night before, and we had told him about the death pool. And his first reaction was, hey, was Brad a fan? No. It was, did Brad have him?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that would
That
have
was
been
my
a
first
hell
thought,
of a
too.
pick.
That would have been huge.
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 Huge points.
Big points.
Yep.
Mr. Peanut, though, let's talk about this. Mr. Peanut's a logo. He's a mascot.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with anything. We've watched M&Ms eat each other on Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
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 Okay, Camel
Right
is
after that guy in Florida ate that other dude's face.
Nobody cared. No one
No one
cared.
gave a shit.
Florida. People like, eh.
M&Ms are on bath salts. I mean, that's really what we,
Yeah.
we learned from that. I have a hard time with this. We don't need to keep saying it. It's sad what happened, but the world doesn't stop
No.
turning.
Here's
It
the
doesn't.
thing. Here's the thing is, in I don't know, 15 years ago, we would not have known about this Mr. Peanut commercial until we saw it at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been an issue. Now, in the weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, these companies are trying to promote, and they're like, "Hey, we've got
Oh,
this
they
commercial, we've got
start
that."
releasing
They start
it.
leaking things and that stuff. So, because it's been in the news recently, and it's a topic that's fresh, they had to address it. If no one had talked about it, if no one knew about this commercial for a week and a half after actually be a week to the day, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a big deal.
Nobody would have related the two.
No.
No.
They
I
could have
mean,
put
no.
the goddamn
No one,
commercial in there.
watching a football game, seeing a cartoon peanut
Being
fall
thrown
out of
out.
a building,
Yeah.
think like, "Oh my God, Kobe just died!
Yeah.
That fucking peanut's an asshole!"
Yeah.
No
How
one's thinking that.
insensitive. Yeah.
Nobody.
Nobody would have
Nobody.
thought that.
Like,
It's dramatic.
right?
Know what it is?
Dramatic.
But
If he was a boiled peanut, he'd
No.
just bounce.
no, you know what it was? Is they got
Fucking
more
spoiled
they got
peanuts.
more recognition by canceling that commercial.
That's what it was.
It was a press
It
move.
was a fucking platform.
It was
Look what we did.
they
In fact,
made
I want some peanuts. Can we have some peanuts?
they got more
Some-
advertising out of canceling that
Yeah.
commercial
they did.
It's
than they
probably a
did.
shitty commercial. Why are you gonna kill
Like,
a
this
mascot
commercial
for
sucks.
By
Thank
the
God
way,
Kobe died.
is anybody here really brand loyal? You ever go to school?
Not to peanuts.
Hey, let me go get planters. Nobody says that. They go pick up some peanuts, and if you come home with some fucking generic
mean-
brand, they're just as fucking good.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Nah.
Let's-
No, they're
well,
not.
Planters rocks. They got that just
Gotta get
enough
the salted
grease on,
cocktail
like that
peanuts.
Oil, just enough oil on them.
Yeah.
So your fingers are shiny when you're
Oh,
done eating them.
cocktail peanuts.
Yeah,
Mm.
no,
Sorry,
Planters rocks.
Let's make the way for the Portuguese Express. Hang on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Apparently, peanuts are a
Don't
big
be
thing
jealous.
across
You know
the
what I'm
ocean.
talking
Oh,
about.
we always had them.
And then they hardly ever have that red skin on them.
Hardly ever. But when they did, it was still good.
It was still okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
all
but
right.
when they had that skin, you could like hold it and push them and shoot them into your mouth.
Shoot them into your mouth. Yeah.
You don't want to do it too
Yep.
hard. No.
Yeah. Fucking
And
peanuts.
choke
Yep.
on them.
All right, so you know what, guys? There's nothing we're going to say here that we haven't been saying, and everybody's been saying all week long anyway. You know, the truth is, you have your opinion on Kobe. If he was a hero of yours, I'm sorry you had a bad week. Okay, if he wasn't a hero of yours, welcome to the show, and please keep listening.
Yeah.
Because
Tell
that's,
your friends.
If you're a future prospect, thank your ass.
Yeah.
and then if you're in Colorado, hydrate because that anal fucking wears you out.
It does.
All right. Anyway, let's move. God damn it! I tried to keep a straight face for Dave here, but all right.
You don't have to keep it for me. Keep it for him.
All right, let's move to a more relatable sport. Doctors beg men not to masturbate with banana peels. Dave, take it.
I beg him too.
So my first thought was, why are doctors begging people not to masturbate with banana peels?
Why is
Doesn't
this
it-
such a
Doesn't this shit
horrific
keep
thing?
them in business? Well, now that I think about it, it's keeping us in business right now.
I'm wondering what the problem is here.
Well, my immediate thought was that if doctors and lawyers combined, they could fucking just cash in on infections and slip and fall accidents and just fucking just roll in the dough.
I think you meant to say it was slip and ball.
Yes.
I mean, I'm still wondering what the problem is.
So I'm
What's-
curious. I've been thinking about this since I read this earlier today.
Maybe I don't have a penis.
If it's if it's a ripe banana, you got to take the banana out of the peel and then just bone the peel.
Yeah.
Right? It's you basically using it like a glove.
Yeah.
But as the banana ages, the banana gets soft, and you could just be boning a banana
Yeah.
inside the peel. Just peel it a little bit, and then push yourself right into that peel with the banana in it.
I get it. Everybody loves it. Everybody enjoys a good jerk sesh. But
That's true. Just ask Brad. He's sitting in my spot.
But where the fuck?
That was my spot.
I was wondering why it seemed like Velcro when I got up.
But how does everything seem like, hey, wow, that's cool. I'm gonna fuck this. Like I've never ate a banana and thought, I'm gonna fuck this thing.
Ooh, that's a sexy ass banana.
I think I might fuck this. Like,
Oh, come on. When you're at like fucking Cardi's and you see the velour couches, come on. The couches are pressed up together, but they're split ever so.
just
Now listen, I can rationalize like teenage boys that are figuring shit out and they're starting to play with themselves. First time,
yeah.
like, anything that's soft or feels good, you're gonna mess around with.
Can somebody explain to me what the issue is?
Infections.
The issue is infections and
Banana peels
allergies.
cause infections?
Apparently, if you have some kind of latex allergy, you can have a very similar allergy to bananas.
Bananas.
Okay.
And
all
then
right.
not only that, and I guess if you're really cranking on it, you can get some of that stuff in your pee hole. And it would be awful.
Bananas are good for you. Potassium? I mean,
I'm just happy my mother's never baked me a hollow banana bread. If I walked out of her house too quickly holding it, it whistles.
She bakes it with
banana
the wooden
donut.
dowel in the center. She just pull them out at the end. Here you go, Dave.
Like if a loaf of banana
They're
bread looks
the
like
best.
seven
The
tires.
second half of it is salty and sweet.
This banana bread looks like 7 tires just stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
Dave actually inspired Ben and Jerry's because now it's Chunky Monkey. But apparently, if you get some potassium up your pee hole, kind of like we learned last week when you don't drink soy sauce through your balls,
Yeah.
okay, it's not the best way to get your potassium. They're thinking still through the mouth.
Yeah.
all right.
probably,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't want anything in my pee hole anyway.
Well, no, that's
Well, all right, I
well,
mean-
our next story is going to really appeal.
Well, all I
to you.
kept thinking was like I got to jerk off with this fruit. I would immediately went to kumquats. Sounds like it's already happened. I'm in.
Last Saturday, he looked at friends like, "Hey, can you go buy some quats at the grocery store?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Pre-kumquat.
They were just called quats until yesterday.
Pre-kumquats.
nobody wants a pre-kumquat.
Nobody wants a pre.
They're so
Unsatisfying.
drippy.
It's so unsatisfying.
I'd masturbate with a watermelon in a bad neighborhood.
No, baby, put that down. That's a premature quat. Get the other one.
Just a quad.
That quad ain't ripe, you pervert.
It's still a quat. Okay, now it's a kumquat.
I'm a big fan of quat waffles. Craig the Quat Hammer.
God, I'm looking at that character Quado from fucking Total Recall totally differently now.
Hello, Mr. Quaid.
Just a fucking drippy fruit hanging off the guy's belly.
He was totally right.
Yeah. Oh my God. But who's yakking off with banana peels?
Desperate children.
Like,
If you
who
could-
saw 1950s like comedy cartoons like, if you can slip
I'm
on
gonna
a
do
banana
that.
peel, guess
Yeah.
what?
Well, I told you recently that I never beat
Well,
off
that's
into
I figured
socks.
out.
I never beat off in the socks because they were all bleached and stiff. A banana peel would have presented a soft and silky alternative.
I understand
How
that.
do the
Like,
doctors know?
well, that's
There's a little extra potassium in their penis?
and why are they
people
begging?
are showing up with issues?
With the banana peel still
With
attached?
latex.
Yes.
What
don't
was the
know.
last thing you did? I masturbated with your hand, a
Yes.
pillow, a sock. What did you do?
A sock.
Banana.
Why a
Do you have a
sock?
latex allergy?
A sock you can pull over your crank, and as you fucking come, it just catches it.
Isn't there Kleenex? Or why do you need a sock?
You know those stiff socks that you keep shoving in the dryer? they're not actually like that.
If you
normally
clean,
stand
if
up
you
by
have to clean your
themselves?
socks with a
If you get a left one that can stand up in itself and a right one that's fine, that's not how they go.
Oh, I thought they all came like that.
If it sounds like you're washing tennis shoes in there,
Yeah.
and it's just an underwear load,
I was wondering why I was snapping all Dave's socks in half.
She thought I was Australian. All my socks like fucking boomerangs.
Dave, are you washing your Chuck Taylors? No, I don't even own them. Oh, what are you talking about?
But it really,
I dump all my laundry in the laundry basket. Sounds like someone emptying poker chips into a bag.
It measures on the fucking seismic stick.
now I'm just questioning the fact fucking banana peel is like naturally slippery, or they're just the ones that fill with jizz. They slip.
Cartoons have been lying to us all
Yeah,
along.
like, whoop, oh. Daffy Duck went down on that one, but that's because fucking bugs just whacked up a fucking wad into it.
Every old 50s cartoon was after the casting couch.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a Weinstein thing. Or Jeffrey Epstein, whatever. A Steen. Some filthy Steen in Hollywood.
What possesses you people to jerk off with a banana peel?
My hand works just fine.
I do have to cite a couple
There's, like,
quotes that
fruit
I got from the
flies.
article, though.
Yeah, Brad grabbed some quotes, which were pretty good.
The quotes are excellent. Okay, one Reddit user recounted a harrowing cautionary tale.
Harrowing.
Harrowing.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Where he used a banana skin to masturbate and allegedly ended up, quote, falling in the mess I made, hit my head on the toilet, and
Yes.
barely lived to tell the tale.
Told you.
That's a cartoon.
That's a cartoon.
Okay, secondly, subscribers to Jack and World. By the way, did you know you could subscribe?
Jack and World?
Jack and World, there's like a newsletter and everything.
Jack and World.
Yeah, that's right, 10% off.
They have a fresh produce section on their website.
I hope it's one of those sites where like the wheel comes up
Just all
and
tastes like
feeling
bleach.
lucky.
Jack and World.
Jack and World. Get 8 jacking off stories free this week. Subscribers to Jack and World, the self-proclaimed ultimate male masturbation resource. You know, I didn't need a resource growing up. I kind of figured this one out on my own. But he gave the Banana Man 4.5 out of 5 stars with 359 votes cast so far. And then I added, I prefer solo touch. It's a much more discreet community.
Sing us a song, you're the Banana Man.
It worked out perfect that you were here, Rayanne. Because your question is about why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. The next headline we had was woman gets vibrator stuck in bladder. She went hardcore.
Obviously. This woman
No.
had to have been fucked up.
Now the thing is, what you have to know about the vibrator is it's pencil thin, and it's short, and it's made to wear.
Hey,
you can wear it as a necklace.
She's ordered 2 already.
They're upstairs. I'm
You did-
wearing one now.
Yeah.
You can literally, they say, oh, you can wear it as a necklace and take it anywhere.
It's elegant jewelry.
Yes,
and,
it is.
you
It
know,
is.
Yeah. You can go run in
And
the bathroom
apparently-
quickly.
They see you coming at TSA at the airport, huh?
Sure do.
Yeah, Ray's back.
Yeah, I can see her
They
coming
start
from
putting
here.
up all the sheets.
So she went, apparently she went at it with her boyfriend, and then it was gone.
Okay, so
That didn't happen.
speaking
What?
of somebody that can't identify parts of a woman, because wasn't he kind of doing this thing with the vibrator here?
Yeah,
He
and
just
that-
shoved it up her
And
urethra?
she moved
Yes. Apparently that's what happened. Because they said it's short and it's pencil thin.
I don't
and
care.
and
if
she's
it's a
not familiar with
toothpick.
such things.
By the
What?
way, a pencil
True.
also can't get up a urethra.
That's what I'm saying.
Without
I-
force.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Without
Have you
force.
seen half the videos that Charlie sent us?
Okay, that's
It's
what I'm
like a
saying.
fucking 2x4 in the urethra, apparently.
This woman had to have been fucked up. A 2x4.
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull it up.
Yeah. Apparently, you can stuff a fist in one.
Jesus Christ.
Quickly.
Yeah. Punch it like a jab.
Again, like noodling a
Like,
catfish.
you
Yeah.
can make someone hiccup manually, apparently.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Poise Pads.
No, but apparently they were going at it, and then she actually said like it was uncomfortable, and they went to go like
Oh, uncomfortable.
Oh. but it was still on.
Oh, we just kept going. That's
And
what
it,
I'm saying.
And it just like apparently like fucking like one of those, you know when you played football with those vibrating tables
So she had little men falling out.
and the guys were just running around like they vibrate on the table.
Yeah.
Apparently that thing was like
That's
and it was
not an
like,
accident.
I'm going through a ladder.
That's
Well, that
not
model's
an
known
accident.
for its battery life, so I mean,
Yeah.
plus one.
That's what I'm saying. So it was just still vibrating
And
in her blood. She
and-
was pissing all over the place.
Yeah, it was,
But
it was
that's
on.
what I said. She wasn't constantly had to piss the whole time.
Yeah.
But that's why they went to the emergency room immediately. She said they left immediately because they couldn't
You
find it.
can't
Hang out
pull that
till
thing
morning?
out.
No, the best was he was probably reaching in her actual vag to find it.
Yeah, 'cause
And
he
not
can't
realizing the
identify
whole
the
time he
labia
was
either,
stuffing
so-
it in her fucking pee hole.
No shit.
Yep.
Was the necklace still attached? They couldn't have just pulled it out?
I don't think it was on a necklace.
That's a good point.
Damn good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Just have a little fucking tug of war with that
Next
thing.
time,
and
leave the
take it out.
necklace
Get
on
that
it.
fucking thing. Yeah, exactly. Leave a chain like a tampon. It's just hanging out. You
Like a
grab
metal
it,
tampon.
plug-
I
yeah.
mean, let's be real. If he had kept it around his neck, he would have had a better view of where he was, and he wouldn't have shoved it up her piss hole.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he's got to go. He doesn't know what he's doing, and she was fucked
That's
up.
I mean,
There's no
but
way.
he got it all the way in. This thing is like 5 inches long.
He didn't get it all the way in. He got it all the way in and then some.
And then some. Because they said
Into her
the
bladder.
the doctor said it was actually
the-
lodged sideways in her blood.
So it went
Jesus
in and
Christ.
turned.
Well,
and
the thing
turned.
was still vibrating.
Yeah,
It probably
well,
just
that's
moved
what-
around.
that's
in
what
there.
it said.
But it had to get past that threshold. It had to get all the way in first before it turned.
Do you know what I want here? That Law and Order SVU music.
Yeah.
And then Ice-T going, they did what?
Yeah.
It
Hold on,
turned sideways.
Elliot Stabler was all over this one. Yeah.
There was nothing stabler
Hold
about
on.
it.
But hold on, we're gonna do this.
It Bensoned.
Vincent. So good.
Go ahead, Craig.
Too late.
It's gone.
All right,
Yeah.
we're moving on.
The moment passed.
Oh,
All right.
God.
I was trying to get it in, but
So I never thought I'd have a
That's what her boyfriend said.
Oh, he got it in.
I was just trying to get it
You think-
in.
Yeah. The wrong fucking hole. Idiot.
You think she had to pee in like Morse code for a few days? It's like dot dot dash dash.
shooting out
dot,
like a
dot.
It
sprinkler.
would be great if they had just snowed. It's just
every time she took a sip of water, it sounded like she was gargling.
looks like one of those stone fountains. You know what's crazy?
That's awful.
When we put this story
Her
in,
back has never felt better though. Completely relaxed.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking vag looks like a cappuccino machine just frothing.
Yeah.
like dripping, like when you see foam just drip out of something, like a little, like every, like not like constant, just like that one, like flop, like this is foam flop.
They do a sonogram of her bladder, and it looks like that fat guy in slow motion getting hit with the cannonball.
because it's vibrating. It looks like a fucking Bigfoot picture. It's all blurry. They're like, what is that? We don't know.
It was a
It's all
sighting.
blurry.
The X-ray looks like Keanu Reeves from The Matrix, just like slow motion dodging shit.
Imagine she had fucking like bladder stones. Ping, 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 ping. Sound like a fucking college baseball game.
Put your ear up to her butt cheeks, sound like the Boston Pops.
The doctors are waiting. This is the best part. God bless America.
Oh my god.
All right, I do have to transition out of this.
Yeah, we
'cause
do.
We've really
We
got
do.
nothing. But I never thought that we could transition from this subject to the next one. But I imagine if you got a fucking catheter-sized vibrator shoved in your piss hole, you're gonna smell.
And you're gonna, and if it takes you a while to go to the doctors, you're gonna be tough.
Yeah. And so that's where Ronda Rousey comes in.
Yes.
It turns out, and I'm going to read the headline, Ronda Rousey has a problem with body odor. This, not surprising. But the UFC veteran fighter discloses testimonial about her sparring sessions, and it basically, Ronda stinks.
Yeah.
And it's not. It wasn't. But the thing is, it's not like her in general. It's her feet.
Her feet are awful.
Specifically her
They
feet.
said.
Yeah.
Oh, they said that. Like her.
The gym has a funk when she's in it.
When she's in the gym, her feet stink so bad that it stunk the gym up.
Is this why you didn't pick her for your life draft?
No, that's no.
No, he's like, I can wear nose plugs.
And but the one he did pick, Gina Carano, roses. Nothing but roses.
And don't get me wrong, I would fucking put nose plugs in.
With Ronda Rousey?
She's hot.
Really?
I think so.
Dude,
You
she's
don't
like
like feet though,
pancake face.
I don't like
mannish.
feet, and if
and
they
they
stink
stink up a gym.
and
Dude,
the
you know if
photo-
her feet stink, everything else. She looks like sweaty meat.
Ew.
Yeah,
She looks like a steak you
I'll
left
give you
out
that.
next to the grill and forget to put it on.
Her face looks like she got fooled by the Roadrunner.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
It's funny when she first came out, I found her attractive, and it slowly died down. And that just finished it.
She's awful.
And then, but the picture that they had of her
From the fight that she was in?
no, in that article, there's a photo of her. She was knocked out, and the ref is holding her up.
She was
and
sitting
putting-
up next to the cage.
putting the smelling salts like to wake her up, and I immediately, because her feet are in the picture, and they're disgusting looking. They were purple
And
Yeah.
yellow.
and yellow.
Yeah.
Purple.
Did you
In the
see
middle
that?
of a fight.
She was honoring Kobe.
Yeah.
We're gonna see her on my feet are killing me soon, aren't we?
And I was like, gross. That's fucking
She
gross.
chalks her feet, to be fair. A lot of that is chalk, and that's all over the ring.
Yeah, no, she needs to chalk them more.
No, she needs
like,
to bathe.
Like wearing boots of
Yes.
chalk.
How about a bath?
But it wasn't just her feet. There was some other body odor issues, too. Now, you got to imagine, if you get somebody in a leg lock, your head is right near their asshole.
No, and it's
What a smell.
Now listen, like when you're in that situation, like no one's gonna smell pretty. I
No,
wrestled,
no,
listen,
you're gonna
I wrestled
sweat.
for a
You're
few
gonna
years when
sweat,
I was
and
younger.
you're gonna
Like
stink. Yeah.
no one
Wait,
smells
wait.
pretty.
Stop. Repeat that,
What?
because I want video.
Oh, did I wrestle for a few years?
If I ever heard the words Dave and singlet in the same sentence,
I wrestled for 1 year, and that was
God,
it.
I'm surrounded.
I did. I did 2 years.
And Manny still has the limp to prove it.
I did 2 seasons before prior to high school though. I did youth wrestling.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was
You did amateur wrestling with your fucking
No, I did
Cub
youth
Scout
wrestling
league.
like Michael Jackson did.
no. No, but there's one thing about people having like BO and stuff. That's one thing, but this is something different.
Yeah, this is beyond. They said her feet, because there's one thing about your armpit stink or something. She said when she took her shoes off and got out in there, the whole place stunk.
Right.
Competitive advantage.
You know.
And there was an interview with, I think it was Misha Tate, who was another one. She said the same, like they were asking her and pressing her about it. She's like, I don't want to say who it was. And she finally relented and they asked her, like, is it a competitive advantage? And she said, listen, you do what you can do. If you get a leg up on people, like, good for you.
Yeah, yep. Yep. Well, there's a, who was the lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers said?
Ronda Rousey.
No, he said he used to walk on the field, and as soon as he walked out on the field in front of he'd piss his pants. He'd piss himself right in front of the defensive man, because he's like, they don't want to touch you.
That's fucked up.
He said it. He goes, they don't want to touch you now. He's like, I'm soaked in my own piss. He was doing it all the time. I'm like, what? That's fucked up.
He's pissed in a cup. He's holding on to a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
At least for 3 plays.
Right.
But
Trot off to the sideline and talk to your coach with respect. Jesus.
But they said specifically, she said her feet, and she said when she would come in and take her shoes off, the place would turn, there would be a funk in the whole gym.
I think it's her testicles.
Probably her testicles.
It's gotta be. Have you seen her fucking vulve? Meaty as fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, dude. I mean, she sticks out. She's like my nose in a fucking profile shot.
Oh, God.
You know what's funny is I don't want to
That
say
one's,
anything bad.
that one's for Corey.
I'm afraid that she would show up here and beat my fucking ass, because that's gonna be the worst thing. A girlfriend that could like beat you to fucking death in
Ask Dave.
seconds.
She could beat you to the death with that fucking Lemmy wart she's got on her fucking cheek.
Right?
Oh, with her giant vulve.
Giant vulve.
Meaty is the word I use. Meaty.
Beat you with it.
Speaking of meaty,
Actually,
Craig, I'm having a hard time looking at you with that Lloyd Christmas haircut you got going on right now.
I'm wearing a hat.
Your little bangs are
It's
hanging
not
out of
helping.
it.
How's
Oh,
that?
that's better. Thank
How's
you.
that?
Thank you. I'm
The
not
only thing that
distracted.
would make it better if you spit on your fingers first and then wiped your bangs to the side with. There you go.
Oh, I actually heard that. I heard you lick your fingers.
Yeah.
That was gross.
You are disgusting.
Leave him
Thank you.
alone.
I'll be
I'm
honest
not
with you.
disgusting.
With that haircut, bang is the last thing you gotta worry about.
It's the only thing Fran's got to worry about.
That's the follicle version of Ronda Rousey's feet.
Speaking of meaty vulvas,
I could do that all day.
I missed the banana story.
right?
There might be a banana in there.
You know, I said this week. I said I'm going to use the term piss flaps this week, and I think that my time is coming.
Yes.
It's coming.
Oh my God. Go ahead, Craig.
There's a Muslim that demands compensation after being served a diabolical, not just a fucking sausage McMuffin, a fucking diabolical sausage McMuffin. This was the fucking McMuffin of all McMuffins. It was a Sauron of McMuffins. The fucking Darth Vader of fucking McMuffins.
What happened to it?
It's limited markets only.
Why was it diabolical?
He bit into it.
He ordered. Now, here's my thing. He went to McDonald's, ordered an Egg McMuffin,
Yeah.
and got an Egg McMuffin.
No.
But he's Muslim. So he went home, and he bit into it, and there was meat in it. There was a sausage. He immediately said, oh, there's meat in this. Because he would normally order an egg and cheese McMuffin with no meat, apparently.
Okay.
And he was furious because he was like, there was sausage in it. He bit into it. It was
He couldn't
sausage.
see the big sausage patty on it.
Well, that's what I assumed.
His doc got in the way.
I was going to say the burqa.
Yep. But then he said, the best part was he said, I have a long, thick beard. They should have known I was Muslim.
Right.
Because
And
if
why
they
would?
did,
But the best part was immediately I thought, Oh, McDonald's screwed up your order? Wow, that's weird. Like, that's
They
fucking...
never do that.
Yeah, they never
Some
do
fucking
that.
teenager
Yeah.
from Cambridge fucked
Yeah.
up your order.
I also think it's crazy that for once he's like, well, you should have stereotyped me.
Yeah.
Well, that was my
Right.
thought. Like,
And
he's mad they didn't assume he was Muslim.
Because of his thick beard. And I said, apparently this motherfucker's never been to a fucking craft beer brewery.
Right.
Right. But the thing, he wanted to be stereotyped.
Yeah.
Now he's also the same guy that if he was stereotyped would make the same stink about it publicly.
Yes.
Yeah. They couldn't
Yep.
win.
And stink,
Exactly.
stink is a good word. Okay, 'cause
And
Was Rhonda
like
there?
McDonald's immediately apologized and said, and
I'm sorry you got the McRousey. Here's the
and the best. What I liked about it is they made no affiliation to his religion.
No.
What they said was,
Why would
We
they?
messed up your order.
we said
Sorry
we
about
messed
that.
up your order, and we would never want to give a vegetarian. They said we would never want to give a vegetarian a false sense of having anything and actually add meat to it. We apologize, and they, but
yeah.
It's because they're classy.
yeah. Now he's not getting those. He's getting like 43 virgins.
Yeah.
He's like knocked it in half.
Now he's getting Grundle McMuffins,
Yeah.
McAss sandwich.
Diabolical sausage.
Right? The
I'm sorry,
fucking
it sounds
language he used.
delightful to me.
Devastated Muslim, accusing him of having like this is the first millennial Muslim I've ever read about in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
his ideal sandwich would be a goat
And he
because
said
he can eat it and then marry it.
Yeah, he said he would go. And he said he went there every morning and got egg and cheese McMuffin.
Oh, he's a
and
fat
said-
Muslim.
Yeah.
He was just waiting
So
for him to fuck
yeah,
up.
and that's right. That's right. He said, "Oh, they messed up my order." I'm like,
Like once.
okay.
You go there every day, they mess it up
Every
once.
I've never been to a McDonald's once where I was like, "Hey, hold on, you're messing my shit."
Hey guys, you got everything right. Good job.
I've said it before on this show. I came home, opened a Big Mac, and didn't have fucking a hamburger in it. It was a fucking burger salad.
I was dying.
There wasn't even a fucking. There wasn't meat in my fucking sandwich.
Well, you got
You got the Muslims
Yeah.
Big Mac.
They must have assumed when you didn't shave that you were Muslim.
Yeah, yeah.
They made the right call.
I want to point out something too. If you're eating at McDonald's as a Muslim, they use one flat top, and Phil making
Yeah.
$8.35 an hour isn't separating your food.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Burger King
He's
got
not
sued
doing
today
it.
too.
Did they?
They
Yeah,
got
they
sued
did.
for the
'Cause they're
Impossible
gross?
Whopper.
Yeah.
Really?
Because they never claimed it was vegan, and vegans are going there and eating it, and they're realizing they're cooking it on the same fucking meat juice.
Of course
covered
they are.
grill.
I think they installed like a separate grill just for them.
Well, if they were smart, they would.
Yeah, they
because
would've.
they're about to lose a shit ton of
Sep-
business.
So from one Muslim bearded millennial guy being pissed off at McDonald's for fucking
Yeah.
up to the biggest probably stage for giant corporations to show how awesome they are, the Super Bowl. I think that we need to finish our episode talking about that biggest stage here.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say Super Bowl? I know that they.
Oh, that's
fine
right. It's copyrighted.
Super Bowl.
The big game.
Super Bowl. Seriously, Super Bowl.
There was a one
You
time
can't
I got
say
this
Super Bowl.
ridiculous bubble kush, and they made a Super Bowl,
Oh,
and I
hey,
smoked the fuck out of it.
that's funny
Yep.
because Craig's been thinking about a giant bowl of cereal for the
Yeah,
last 30
that's what I was
seconds.
saying.
That actually sounds
But
delightful.
that football game that's going to happen tomorrow.
The big game.
Yeah.
I hate. If you guys notice, you listen to radio station like, "Hey, the big game's this weekend." Like,
Yeah,
like
you
it's
have to,
fucking
like,
ridiculous.
You have
fuck
to
up.
pay a penalty every
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
If you want to say Super Bowl, you have to pay for it.
That's fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
But what I was getting at is it's coming up this weekend. By the time everyone hears this episode, it's gonna have been past a few
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people, even if they're not football fans, they look forward to the big game because they want to see what commercials are coming out.
Damn right.
Right? Commercials are a
Yeah.
big draw. It's a huge
They
thing.
are.
Corporations spend millions of dollars for 30 seconds of advertising.
It's up to $9.5 million for a 30-second ad, depending on where it goes. If it's right after kickoff, you can double that.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
If
Did
it's
you-
right after halftime,
If you average it
double
out
that.
over the course of the game, you're spending $9 million for 30 seconds. That's $18 million a minute.
And by the way,
Yeah.
that's all of your brand messaging, supposedly shoved into those 30
Right.
seconds.
And even Robert Kraft walked away from that in Florida.
Did you hear about the? There was a CEO that spent $6 million on a commercial
Yes,
to thank his
and
vet
they're
for saving his dog's
gonna,
life.
and it's going to air.
Why
I
didn't
don't
you
excited
give the
to see
vet
it.
the $6 million to thank him that
You
way?
know what? No,
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what? No. But I thought everybody was bitching about that, and I said, but he puts up
That's
front.
really cool.
No, he puts up front there researching because that $6 million will turn into fucking 20.
He'll
Okay.
he'll
By
end up
Sunday.
getting endorsements and
All right.
shit. Yeah.
I mean, if I
Yeah.
was the vet, I would have been happy
No,
with the
that
6
was
mil.
no.
I mean,
that was
Yeah.
no joke. That guy did that. If you have $6 million to throw at your dog's vet, you're a businessman.
well,
So it wasn't
Yes.
lost in the fact that I'm just going to
it
do
wasn't
this.
a blind decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew that he was going to make that company way more than $6
I'm
million.
pretty sure Petco's going to latch onto this now
Yes.
and then sponsor this dog. And so there's more money to
And
be
not,
made.
not the dog, but this company that
it's
this,
the vet.
The
that
vet.
He was, yeah.
They're going to be okay.
What kind of company?
Well,
Do we
I
know what
have
kind
no
of company
doubt.
this guy ran?
No.
I don't know what it was, but his dog got cancer or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So sad.
And he brought it to the vet, and the vet was like, "No, we don't think it's too late." And he's like, "But look at the dog. The dog's all happy. Why would I put it down?" So he went to another place that was researching like dog cancer and doing like
It was like
you
the
know,
McDonald's and Burger King of pet vets.
Yeah, it was the St. Jude's of fucking dogs, right?
We'll take your dog.
Yeah, and it was great because actually all the people from St. Jude's and the dogs all lived to be 7. So it was like, so they.
I'm bringing my dog. I'm bringing my dog there. Sarah McLaughlin's in the parking lot.
It was the CEO of WeatherTech.
WeatherTech.
Oh, well,
What happened in this?
All the dogs live to be 7.
Just
And the
like
kid.
the kids.
That's so sad. Why are we laughing at that?
And only one of them had a shiny coat.
yeah.
You know what's terrible? Those
Conversation.
I mean, besides literally you guys and all of your conversations, like the commercials about the dogs and like the animals versus the kids, I get really sad about the animals.
I hate that.
Not
Fuck
the kids.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
Fuck
like,
them.
well, that's sad,
They can
but like
fight for
the
themselves.
kids,
They
but
got
like the animals, I get like really sad.
No, because animals are inherently innocent beings.
They
What?
look-
And kids aren't?
Generally,
Nah,
no.
fuck them.
'cause
You get born with
they
a
suck.
cleft lip
You
and all those
leave
kids
one
are
in
making
the
fun
woods
of
and
them
they become
laughing.
Tarzan. They're fine.
Well, they find Jane, they'll be all right.
They're fine.
But the poor
I
animals,
think
I feel so
human
bad.
beings, as a general rule, are not sympathetic creatures. We're horrible.
Yeah, no,
You
we're
know, and
pieces of shit.
kids, yeah, you feel bad. Kids are kids, but you know what? The older they get,
not as bad
the
as
less
for-
sympathetic. But you get an old dog, he's even more sympathetic. Like
course he
fucking
is,
dogs
poor
are
thing.
innocent. Pets are innocent. Guys, I actually meant this to be a short segment. I just want to
Yeah.
know real quick: best and worst Super Bowl commercials of all time. Go.
I'll start. I have 2 that I don't know if I can say the best, but they're the most memorable for me.
Fine.
The first one was the Budweiser, like, was that?
Yeah.
That was
funny as shit.
It was different. It was funny because when you heard it, you're like, oh shit, and everybody did it. It was memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stuck around. The other one for me it had to be 5-6 years ago. Was in the middle of the Super Bowl. There was a trailer for the last Jason Bourne movie that just came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, it was Matt Damon. It was him as Jason Bourne just walked into it like a bare knuckle fight, knocked some dude out, and that was the trailer. And I was like, holy shit! I was a big fan of those movies. Loved it.
I love them.
So when I saw that trailer, I had heard nothing about that movie being made until I saw the trailer, and it was just fun. And I was like, "Oh shit, that's awesome!"
Jason Bourne, like another movie. Yeah.
Right.
You-
So it was,
fired you up a little bit.
yeah, that's all it was. But I think the
Jason
What's Up,
Bourne.
Jason
Jason Bourne.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Jason Bourne. It was a sci-fi sequel to
Fucking
Jason
Charles
Bourne.
Bronson's stepbrother.
Jason Bourne's the one.
Jason Braun makes coffee makers.
Jason Braun. He had a
Jason Bourne's jerking off with a banana.
The fucking
peel.
he had a
Bizarro.
mustache of a
He's
17-year-old
the
kid.
Bizarro Charles Bronson. I'm sorry.
He was Inspector Clouseau, but knew he sucked.
Yeah.
It was a movie that started Matt Maiden.
I'm curious about Jason Braun. I want to see that one.
Oh my god,
I
Jason
think he
Braun.
makes electric toothbrushes
Yeah.
too.
Oh god, Jason Braun. Bang Bus is making a sequel right now.
Yeah.
That was so
Good,
good.
Brad.
Most memorable Super Bowl
I
commercial.
think the best one would be that Volkswagen ad from a few years ago with the kid who was dressed up like Darth Vader.
When he thought that he was closing the garage door,
And he,
that was
awesome.
fucking
it
genius.
was the car. It was in front of the Volkswagen.
And he was starting
And
it.
his dad was starting the car in front of him.
Yeah.
The kid all day long. He
Thought
was
he had
walking
the
around the house
Force.
trying to use
Yeah.
the Force. I thought that was
That
killer.
commercial was great. He stood in front of the car with his hand out like he was,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden the car started. He thought he was fucking.
And
he had the
he
force.
jumped back.
Yeah.
But the best was earlier in that commercial. He tried to get the dog to move, and the dog wouldn't even move for him. I mean, the whole thing was great. And it didn't make me want to buy a Volkswagen, but
No,
You
it was-
remember the commercial?
I remember the commercial, and that kept them on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
So advertising wise, did a good job.
Yep.
Worst, avocados from Mexico, because no individual fruit without a brand needs to advertise.
Yeah.
Like if somebody just came up with a Super Bowl commercial, goes,
We got
apples.
mushy green shit from Mexico.
First of all, I love avocados.
That's like just them advertising Mexicans.
Don't
hey,
fucking
Mexicans!
lie.
I
Nobody
love
likes
avocado.
avocado.
Oh, I love them.
No,
Yeah.
no, you
I
don't.
do. I
They-
do.
Dude,
But-
love
that's,
them.
that's
oh.
guacamole.
How about this? I like air. Because that's what they taste like.
I like air too. I love avocados. And you know what? Fuck you. I love olives too, while we're at it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gross.
oh, Family Feud. I'm about.
Olives.
Olives taste like drowning.
Yes.
I love
yes.
it.
It's
Love
like
it.
It's like dirt.
No, it tastes like seawater as you're
yes.
sinking.
It's
As- yes.
delicious.
But that aside,
So are
avocados from
avocados.
Mexico, the whole premise behind it was to start a market and some kind of weird pipeline of avocados from Mexico to the United States. We grow them in California already. And by the way, California and Mexico, same climates, same nonsense. Avocados taste the same.
Yeah.
We don't need avocados from Mexico. It was a weird PR move. And fuck
You know what else
No,
we have in
fucking
Southern
gross.
California? Mexicans.
Yeah.
No.
Phenomenal tacos.
Yep.
Phenomenal.
I don't remember any commercials.
You mentioned your least favorite in that one. Like one of my least favorites was, I don't know if you guys remember that, like E-Trade Baby.
Oh, yeah.
That was a funny commercial.
I didn't like that at all.
Really?
Do you know what?
It was funny. I
I
mean,
didn't
it
like
was
it.
corny. I get it. It was hack and corny.
It wasn't the
but it was-
writing or the
it
humor.
was funny.
It was. You could look. I know that baby's not talking, not because I know babies don't talk, but because it didn't look like it.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it visually. It just looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it was. What the fuck's funny about that? Talking babies.
Right?
I'm just laughing because I don't know. I don't remember any commercials because I'm just so focused on my team not being in the Super Bowl that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't remember any of them.
Fucking stupid teams.
Fuck
Your
you.
team was in the Super Bowl twice.
Fuck your stupid team.
What
I got all serious on my choice.
what was it? For best?
Yeah.
What was your favorite Super Bowl commercial?
It was the Budweiser Clydesdales
Okay.
walking out and bowing to New York.
Yes.
After 9/11?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then them never playing that commercial again.
That was the last
Yes.
time.
That was the only time. Which
That particular commercial. Not the
they
Clyde
played
thing.
I
it-
remember that
They
one.
played it once.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was it. And to me,
that's
that was-
impactful.
and you know what? People like, well, it was a marketing thing. It's like, no, listen, Budweiser has been part of the Super Bowl
Since it
since the
started.
Super Bowl.
You're right.
And they're there, and they're going to be there. And they didn't
They didn't need that commercial
They
to
didn't
promote
need
their
that
brand.
commercial. And you know what? And they didn't do any other ones. And all they did was said there was no Budweiser. There was no. You knew who it was.
Yes.
They
You knew who it was because of their prior
'cause their
marketing
prior
and branding.
marketing. You knew who it was. And the Clydesdales walked out, paused,
And kind of like
knelt
did the
down
little,
in the snow, bowed their heads, and then got up.
Yeah.
and that was it.
Fucking perfect.
Yes.
And I actually have chills right now thinking
You know-
about
you know
it.
what-
It was a beautiful statement.
It was. Yeah.
By a company, whether you like them or not. That was a beautiful statement.
Here's the
It was
difference.
Fucking incredible.
It wasn't a Budweiser commercial.
No.
It was a commercial by
By
Budweiser.
yes.
Yeah.
There's a
Yes.
subtle difference.
And
Yeah.
it
I
was.
hear you.
It was the most prominent and best thing they've done in fucking forever.
Right. If only they could translate their marketing techniques from that one commercial into producing beer, this world would be better.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? If they could take that sentiment and make it liquid and foamy and carbonated, we'd all be happy. But instead, they took that and they made donkey shit, and we all have Bud Mud every Sunday morning.
Exactly.
I'll still pound some Bud Lights.
No, I'll pound a Bud. I don't wanna drink a Bud Light.
I will drink Bud Light if I don't want to get drunk.
Yep.
What do you mean? Yeah, that's true.
Well, you know, the difference between the two brands, and thank you for getting up, by the way. I appreciate that. But Budweiser has always been like the family brand. This is a family beer. This is what you celebrate family with. At
It's
Christmas,
the American lager.
At Christmas, there's horses running across a snow-covered path, and families are gathering around a fireplace and exchanging gifts. Bud Light is What's Up and Spuds McKenzie and all of the other shit, you know? And so I appreciate the fact that they've got two separate brands.
Hey,
I just wish that one beer was good.
Yeah. Didn't you just describe to us that a horse ran through your backyard while you were sitting in your living room next to your fireplace?
He was Beechwood
Sipping
aged.
your coffee.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was 9 a.m. Even I'm not drinking a Budweiser at 9 in the morning.
I think
Perhaps
your
a
name is
seltzer?
Brad Light.
Brad Light. Yep.
Oh, Brad Light.
I like that.
Ooh, I do
Brad
too.
Light.
Brad
Brad
Light.
Weiser.
I'm pretty sure Melissa would like a Brad Light right now every time I get on top of her.
I think Melissa would take a Brad tip at this point.
She'd probably like a Brad Platinum.
Brad Platinum.
She's used to the Brad Lights. She'd like a Brad Platinum at this point.
Just give me a Brad whiff. Something.
Essence of Brad. Anything.
Essence of Brad.
I'd go away for 1 minute and we're off Craig now. That's it.
Yeah, you walked away, bitch.
We were talking about favorite Super Bowl commercials and ads and things and our least favorites, but I think all of us, and not just us, but everybody who watches the big game always has some sort of expectations.
Yes.
And us being who we are and doing what we do, we want to kind of expand upon that. And not just have expectations, but in a perfect world where we live, the needless to say world, what would we like to see during the Super Bowl and or the halftime show?
Well, I'm pretty sure nobody here has a team in the running, right?
No.
That's correct.
No, mine's
All right, so
definitely not
actually,
there.
these are the most fun Super Bowls to watch because you can watch them objectively.
What's your incentive to watch at this point? Like, I want to see a fun game, like I want to see a competitive game. But
Watch a
beyond
game.
that, what's going to keep my interest between the plays, like during those commercial breaks? You know what I mean? So, like, I'm watching the Niners, the Chiefs. I don't have a horse in the race. I want to see a
I got one.
Is it
All right,
in the
Brad.
kennel?
All right, yeah. I let him out of the kennel. He's galloping through Warren Downs.
My incentive was my football squares, but they suck.
Oh my
dick.
God, Rayanne.
Oh my God, my
she
football
bought into
squares
like
are so fucking bad.
like she bought into squares at her work. Her numbers are like 9,
9 and 6,
5,
8 and 4, and 8 and 5.
Everything just horrible.
God.
Awful numbers.
If you had pulled -3, that probably would have been as relevant.
Yeah.
right.
I wish I had a double zero somewhere.
Why do
Yeah.
I have a 17? I don't even get it.
Yeah. 8 and 5.
Mathematically impossible,
Yeah.
but I've got it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, needless to say, I'm not winning the football
That's
squares.
awful.
Yeah.
But for most of us, we don't have any allegiance to the teams in the Super Bowl.
No.
But there are certain things that would make it more interesting for us. So we thought about what would be fun to see in the Super Bowl or during the Super Bowl that we wouldn't expect.
And Craig, since you're so uncomfortable, start off.
Yeah, let us get started here.
All right. Well, first off, the Vikings. That's what I would like to see in the Super Bowl
I'm with
at
you
some
there.
point.
Except not the Vikings. Yeah.
I'd love to see a nipple.
Just one?
White one, black one. Doesn't
even
matter.
matter.
Somewhere in between.
I'm pretty
You
sure the
don't
Kansas
discriminate.
City fans are going to show up in force. You're going to see some nipples.
All right.
And the women, too.
I'll show you a nipple, honey.
I'd like to see defense. And that's
Just,
not going to happen.
defense.
Not
Wrong
gonna-
game.
Wrong game.
Wrong.
I'd like to see Oprah get up on the stage and go, "Hey, everybody, you get CTE, and you get CTE, and you get."
And half the audience go, what?
Yeah.
I would love to see the broadcasters react to seeing James Holmes sitting in the second row. And if you're wondering, James Holmes was the kid who shot up the movie theater in Colorado.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I got
That
it.
guy.
Yep.
I just wasn't sure I should laugh.
I knew I should laugh.
Too soon.
I'm sorry, a mountain smacking Kobe Bryant back down to earth
that's
is okay?
Yes, that's much better. Thank you.
Well, one was
Thank
a
you.
rapist and the other one were people going to a movie. Okay. I would like real beer companies calling out Bud Light drinkers for sucking.
Yeah.
Didn't you just drink a Bud Seltzer and you liked it?
Ooh.
Shots
Brad drank
fired.
Yeah.
a Bud Seltzer and he liked it.
Not just shots fired, target hit. Yeah, she got you on that one, my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, but shit's not
That was
giving.
like a Katy Perry song.
Brad kissed a boy and he liked it.
Yep.
Your husband ain't no boy.
No, he is not.
As long as she's happy, I'll be whatever she wants.
I'd like to see Shannon Sharp take the marbles out of his mouth.
So, me personally, I would love to see a play where Patrick Mahomes is scrambling out of the pocket, just throws the ball away, but he puts a little too much charisse on it, and the ball goes up to the booth, hits Joe Buck in the face, and gives him like Stuart Scott eye, but with his mouth instead of his eye, so he can't use it anymore.
I was going to say, I hope Joe Buck's
Fuck
helicopter
Joe
crashes.
Buck. Fuck Joe Buck.
Fuck Joe Buck.
I hate that guy so
That's
much.
a great slogan.
I hope Joe Buck looks
know
like
what?
Alec Baldwin at the end of Beetlejuice.
I don't hate him as much as I hate the other one.
Chris Collinsworth?
Oh,
yeah,
Chris
he's coming
Collinsworth.
up. Yeah, he's queued up in my
Why wasn't
yeah.
he in that helicopter?
Brad, what do you got?
Oh, no, I'm waiting for Dave to finish his short answer.
Oh, sorry.
I was saying I would like to see a bunch of Christians in Kobe's other helicopter.
That's
Would that be called? Would that be a Jewy
That is awesome.
instead of a Huey?
Actually, my last one sucks beyond that. I just wanted somebody to finally get your name. But that blows.
I'd be happy seeing Chris Collinsworth just suddenly run out of the tunnel, naked and bleeding, being chased by a rhino, and almost make it to the end zone.
Almost.
Almost.
If you're being chased by a rhino after being assaulted, what makes you think he's just going to go try to score?
Oh,
He already did.
I hate him.
I want one more thing. I want fleshlight cannons being launched into the crowd, taking out all the assholes wearing the Lakers jerseys to the fucking Super Bowl.
Pure white t-shirts. But the best thing is if they were fishnet, so when they hit, they were like...
Oh, like Spider-Man on the electric company.
So when they hit, they actually splatted. Like,
the porn on camera shoots wet T-shirts.
No, I want fleshlights. I want giant fucking molded vaginas launching at
it actually
people.
makes a noise.
If you use it right, that's exactly what they sound like. But I want them taking out everybody who feels the need to wear a basketball jersey to the Super Bowl. Go fuck yourselves.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Look
You're
at
not.
me.
Yeah, look at me. I'm going to walk out here wearing this fucking Kobe Bryant.
I'm the only person at a football game wearing a basketball jersey.
No, fuck you not.
Yeah, that's great. You
By
are.
the way, the amount of price tags they're going to still be on those Kobe
Oh
Bryant
my God.
jerseys is insane. So fuck those guys. Let's move on to something that's actually relevant, ending the show.
Yes.
All right, so let's wrap this up, and which we should have done an hour.
Oh,
20 minutes
it's
ago.
way over.
Mercifully.
Way long
Yes.
time.
We never promised you a clean episode. We just said it was going to be an entertaining one, and that was it. But you know what? Despite all this, you can buy our new Kobe Bryant swag over at represent.com/store/NTS podcast. You can check us out on social media, making friends on Twitter at NTS_podcast, on Facebook at NTS_no_podcast, and on Instagram, where you may have seen us live earlier this evening at all lowercase needless to say podcast. Also, Dave, do me a favor tonight. Take me out with Endeavor Podcast Solution.
Oh, Endeavor Podcast Solutions. They have everything that you need to get your podcast started, improve it, make it better. Whatever you're looking for, intros, outros, editing, sound mixing, anything you need related to podcast, EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com has you covered.
Outstanding. Craig, I would have given that to you, but no.
Nope.
And since we have a lovely and wonderful guest who will be back sooner rather than later, I'm going to let her take us out. Get this done before Uncle Mike gets here to kick Craig's ass.
Needless to say, we said it.